Good morning, guys. Coffee with Coach K. I just got up. Yes, it's early. Y'all know I'm an early bird if you've been around here. Mornings with me and Morgan Wallen. They're the best. Anyways, I wanted to tackle a big question that I had as I know I was scrolling on my phone this morning when I got up, but I wanted to make sure to get this message across for y'all. I had a lot of people reaching out about being frustrated with not getting results on the carnivore diet or trying to do a more meat-based diet. And you guys are frustrated with weight gain. You said, oh, I've been doing this for 30 days. I haven't dropped any weight, or I've been doing it for 60 days. Some of you have been more rigid with your diet. Maybe you're doing the lion diet. Maybe you're only eating, beef, salt, water, like whatever it is that you're doing. All right, and you're really frustrated that like you don't see the needle moving forward, or like your body composition isn't changing. And I do want to stress, like, you guys want body composition changes. You want your health to improve. You want your relationship with food and your body to get better. Like, there are all of these different pillars that are super duper important other than just watching the weight go down. Okay, so we want body composition changes, which means we want to look like we work out. Okay, we want to look like the hard work that we put in the gym. So a lot of you are just hyper focused on, singular things like ketone numbers or glucose numbers, or the weight on the scale. Like it's not the whole picture that you guys are, focusing on, because like we are the sum of everything that we are, which is super important. So let me share my experience. So it really took me about a whole year on the carnivore diet to really figure out what was going on. I gained 15 pounds throughout the process when I started. I didn't start losing weight until about month 8 into this process. So y'all are impatient as fuck, okay? And it's not just you. It's just not people who do the carnivore diet. It's people who do all different kinds of diets. You guys give up on yourself, taking the emotion out of things like tracking food or weighing yourself, just singular things, like tracking ketones, glucose, whatever it is that you're tracking. You guys have to learn to use those for a data perspective, and a lot of you guys, especially doing the carnivore diet, are, when you do go to track, are logging and tracking food incorrectly. And I made this mistake too. So meat cooks down about 20 to 30% via the cooking process. So the weight reduces in its cooked form from the raw form. You guys are just being simply inconsistent about what you're logging in your tracker. So say that you're logging the raw weight of the meat that's on the back of your package, but you're not actually weighing that meat. You're weighing the cooked portion and you're logging the cooked weight. Okay, there's an inconsistency there, and that can account for hundreds of calories missed. So that was a big mistake that I made. I started cooking in the air fryer. I wasn't consuming any of the fat in the bottom of my air fryer, and I was missing out on hundreds of calories. So I was actually under consuming meat, and I did start dropping weight, and I didn't want to drop weight at that time. And that was probably not until about 7-8 months into my journey. So it's little bitty things like this that you will learn by focusing on being a student and making mistakes. Like, they're not failures, guys. They're just mistakes. But don't get so hyper focused on singular things. Like, I know for me, the weight gain, I knew I needed to reverse diet. So I was doing the whole feast and fast thing. Like they tell you, don't log your food, eat all the meat that you want. I come from a disordered eating past. I had bulimia forever. That didn't really work for me. I couldn't really feel when I was full, or if I was truly having a craving, or maybe I was thirsty, because electrolytes can get kind of wonky, like on a lower carb diet, if you're not really careful and you're an athlete or an avid exerciser, or you're using the sauna and you're sweating a lot. There's a lot of different variables that go into it. That didn't work for me, okay? And that's okay. It works great for some. I'm not saying that it's wrong, but you have to figure out what works for you by making mistakes. So finally, I was smashing like whole chuck roast, racks of ribs, like super high fatty foods and things that my body didn't necessarily digest well. Pork is one of those things. Or chewy, like fatty edges, like fat caps on steaks, which are delicious, but I have Crohn's disease, some malabsorption issues and digestive issues, that didn't work well for me. So ground meat worked better for me. So I finally started seeing results via experimenting with ground meat, air frying, different kinds of cooking that worked better for me. I didn't beat myself up throughout this process. Like, I committed to it. You guys give up way too early. Like, you get 30 days in and you think like magically you're going to drop all of this weight. Did it take you a month to get to the point where you are now? No. Like, it's going to take time and experimentation. So just don't give up. Experiment with different kinds of meats. There's no need to be super duper rigid. Like, if your health is at a fairly good point, you're not having digestive issues, you know, you're just trying to try new things. You know, for others, maybe you need to be more rigid and you need to go, you know, like the lion diet route at first if you're having tons of gut issues. This is where it's helpful to work with a coach or someone who has had experience through this process to help you figure out a lot faster what is going to work for you and what is not. It's going to save you time, frustration, money, because you're going to buy supplements and you're going to do dumb shit along the way that you don't need to do simply because you didn't ask for help. All right, lesson learned the hard way. You know, I invested in mentors too. So just a message, don't give up on yourself. Like, commit to it. Focus on having a better relationship with food, your gut issues resolving and your health getting better, your sleep getting better. You know, satiety cues getting more balanced, being satisfied with your food, not binge eating anymore, you know, not choosing foods that don't serve you well mentally and physically. There are lots of different pillars to pay attention to other than weight and what you look like on the scale. And once you start paying attention to those, developing a routine that works for you so that you can be consistent, because consistency and learning along the way is everything. Like, that is where it's going to get you to your success point and your happy body point or mental point or whatever it is that you're trying to heal. Pay attention to the sum of everything. And if you don't know what's going on, ask for help. There's tons of people in this space. You know, and if it's not from me, you don't relate to me, I'll refer you to someone else that can help you with maybe a similar health issue as you. So just a simple message this morning. Cheers, y'all. I'm going to go get my walk in and then I'm going to cook some food in my air fryer and smash some meat because that's what I do. Bye, y'all.